Hey everyone, welcome to this video. This is to kind of show you how to build your own home gym. This has taken me a number of years. This wasn't an overnight thing. It does cost some money and investment, but I'll tell you what I use, what I've liked, and let's just start off. Right here, you can see I've pretty much done a full build up. I have bikes, I have weights, I have a weight rack, and all of the things you would need to work out, at least most of it. So first off, right here, you can see on the bench here, I do have, they're from Gym Reaper. They're just knee sleeves. Those are a new edition that I've bought. They're fantastic. They're really tight. They're good, thick material. And just so all of you know, anything on here that you have seen, like these Gym Reapers, if you like it, go into the description. I do have some Amazon links for a number of these products, so you can go ahead and purchase them as you want. If you're looking for a good knee sleeve, I would highly suggest these. Again, many of these links are down in the description. But the first piece of equipment that I purchased was this Cap Strength bench, and it has held up well over 5 years, possibly up to 7 years. I've had this. I did buy it on discount back in the day, and it's really good. I like it because right here, just these little knobs, you can unscrew and then pull it, and then it kind of pops down. This one dropped down a little bit, but you can do that. I'm not going to lift it up because I only have one hand with the camera, but this is fantastic. You can do flat, incline, decline. Same with the bottom back here. You can unscrew this and then lift up that seat for a good angle. Down here are little pegs that I've used for resistance bands, which has been pretty helpful for some workouts. I would say I've had it for such a long time that there has been, within the last maybe 6 months, some things that maybe I don't love that much, things that have broken. And right here, this knob down here by by pretty much where your legs are when you lift, that actually pops off and leaves a very sharp metal piece. So I've had to pretty much hammer that back on to keep it on so that it doesn't cut your leg. But it works. It was cheap, and it's still there, and it's going strong. And a couple weeks ago, I also noticed this back here. One of these pins, I'll try to show them to you. One of those little bolts or whatever fell out while I was lifting. So it's held up for probably 7+ years, but it's starting to see its age. Still going strong. Use it heavily, both me and my spouse. So, if you're looking to start this first, okay? This is where you should start. Get a good bench. It's okay to invest some money. I went cheap because that's all the budget that I had at the time. And it's been a good bench. I didn't think it would last this long, to be honest. Now, moving on to the next thing that I bought. So I didn't have as many weights when I first started, but right here, I have these Cap Strength weight plates. These are 1-inch diameter holes. I have the barbell, or the little dumbbells here that you can actually adjust, put on the weights, whatever weight you need, screw this off, put them on, screw it back on. They're pretty good. These little things that screw on, they do have rubber pieces on them to help so they don't kind of unscrew during a workout, but I do find myself strengthening between sets, or, well, not strengthening, but tightening them between sets. Again, links in the description. It does come in like a little home set with 2 dumbbells, and it comes with those 5-pound and the 2.5 pounds below that are on that middle stack. I also bought this 1-inch diameter Cap Strength weight rack to hold them all. So that way it was kind of out of the way, and it was more on a great display. I've really enjoyed this. This was a great, because then I could vary it. Right here, this is a 20-pound and this is a 10-pound. Those are not Cap Strength, but they are 1-inch diameter to fit on the Cap dumbbells, and they really work well with it. So I can build it out and do, 20, I can do 50 pounds on a dumbbell. I can do, 55 with all of these additions. I've enjoyed this because it doesn't take as much space as having a ton of weight. Now, these bigger ones down here, since they're not Cap Strength, they are a company called Yes for All. links in the description. And they've been fantastic. 10 pounds and 20 pounds, that really has expanded my ability for weights quite a bit. So this was a fantastic addition when I first started working out. And honestly, the whole setup was great. And it wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be, given that I was buying probably, Cap Strength and a random brand. But they've held up very well for me. And again, these were purchased at the same time my bench was, with some additions to some weights and the Yes for All plates. And it's really helped my strength. So if you're looking to start, again, get a good bench and then figure out how you want to do some dumbbells. You can get a lot of stuff done with a bench and with the dumbbells. You can really do some good home workouts to start. So if you're thinking about it, go ahead, look for a bench. Now, going over here, you can see I do have a treadmill. It's a Proform. Proform. It's fine. It's a treadmill. It's nothing to write home about. I got it. It's older. Honestly, I don't use it as much as the other equipment in here, and it's fine. Go find, if you want a treadmill, just find one that works for you and your space. And of course, a shot of the actual weight rack. I use this for squats and bench, but we'll get into that in a second here, because you'll notice as you look at some of this, I just cannot say enough good things about the manufacturer of that weight rack. So, but before we get into that, let's look at this. So my whole flooring, my wife let me actually tear out the carpet here, and I put these horse stall mats. They're just right on the cement. And honestly, if you're going to build a home gym, I don't know if you want to rip out the cement, but don't just do carpet. Use these horse stall mats. They're thick, they're heavy, they're good quality. You can see I had some extras here I cut up into little squares. These are fantastic for doing like calf raises, even hip thrusts are really good when you're against the bench, because it kind of gives you just a couple extra inches off the ground. You can even use these maybe for some deadlift support. So these are fantastic. I would really encourage, make sure though, when you go to that to get these mats, that you are looking at like Tractor Supply Company. That's where you want to buy them. Don't go buy them from a gym place. They're overpriced. These are legit horse stall mats. And I even used them when I built this platform, this lifting platform, to help kind of protect the ground. I didn't want to damage, this is in my basement, I didn't want to damage the floor a ton if I just dropped some weight. And I built this myself, got some vinyl lettering to put some things on there, some phrases that meant some stuff to me. And as you can see with that and all of the flooring that we have, we're pretty well protected around this entire space. And as we're looking around here, I really enjoyed building this. This was a fun project. You can see it's actually 2 layers of different types of plyboard. The bottom is kind of like a cheap plywood OEM or something like that. And then I did try to get like a hardwood plyboard for the top. You can see it's a little chipped, but it's been used for a number of years. It's held up. I have some dents in it. Might need to refinish it. And, have these sideboards here for are actually for the extra weight. So if you're doing deadlift, they kind of rest on there. It's just been a fantastic rig. If you have the space to build something like that, go ahead and do it. It's actually not as expensive as I thought it would be. And you just get a couple screws, you build it off. And I just found the plans online. Now, this is my favorite part, and this is where I kind of fangirl, I guess you are. This is a smaller weight rack. I use it for bench and squat and anything else you need to do that for. And it has the safety arms here, which are great. And it actually is a Monster Light from Rogue and Rogue Fitness. Guys, the Rogue makes some of the best quality fitness equipment. Now, I actually used, I think, like a tax return and a bonus that I got to buy this, because they're expensive, but you get what you pay for. I have just been so impressed by this Monster Light. It's a small one. It's not as tall as the other ones, but man, Rogue does such great quality. This is super heavy duty. It's thicker material than some of the other competitors that were cheaper, and I just absolutely love using this every single day. I even have the bolts that are down here to put it into the floor, and a call out if you're going to get this, make sure you have a big enough like wrench, because these bolts are ginormous. You can see though it's not all full length, it's not a whole cage, but I've also built out over the years right over here, this again, another Rogue Fitness weight tree. Again, I'm limited in space, so I've used this so that I can put the 2-inch weight plates for the actual barbell there. This has been great. It has wheels. You can wheel it around, move it around if you need it. I'm using a VTX for most of my weights. I purchased this from an old coworker. I'm not even sure if the company's around anymore. But you can see down here, I do have one set of Rogue bumper plates. And they're the rubber ones. All of these are rubber, so that if I do drop them, hopefully there's a little bit of absorption and it's not going to break it. 45s, 35s, 10s, and 25s right there. And I have not really seen a need to get any more outside of that. And mainly, the main reason is because, one, up here, you know, the collars, these are really important. I love these types of collars, not just the metal ones, but these clip ones have really been a lifesaver. They're easy to put on, easy to put off, and they hold the weight great. But I have these change plates from Rogue, and these were the game changers for me, because I have 10 pounds right here, the 5 pound, or well, this is 2.5, and then a couple sets of 5 pounds. These have been fantastic because you can just throw them on and off, and because they're a little grippy and rubbery, you don't need to take off the collars, and you just throw them on the barbell, and then you're up in a set for another 5-10 pounds. All of this setup, it does cost a little money. These little pins here are actually for the safety arms. They're supposed to be going in there to keep it so that they don't fall out, but man, these are sturdy. They're not going anywhere. They actually extend all the way down, a little bit further down on the rack. But if I have a rack and I have 2-inch plates, I got to have some barbells, right? Now, these barbells, I have 3. 2 of them are the ones I use. This bottom one here is actually the one that I use most of the time. This is a Titan Fitness, and I've been very impressed. I bought this on a Black Friday deal from Titan Fitness. You can see it's right there, just a regular Olympic size and weighted one. It's been fantastic. It was on discount Black Friday or something like that, and it's lasted me a number of years. It's been a fantastic all-around bar. And if you're looking for something, if you can't afford Rogue, Titan Fitness is good to look at as well. This second one here with the black handle, this is actually a Bella bar from Rogue Fitness. Now, I splurged a little bit for my wife to get this. Now, you'll notice this is actually a little bit smaller of a circumference than the Titan Fitness, and that's because it's actually designed mainly for smaller hands, such as like my wife would have, or a lot of females. You can see here that it does have that little tag in there about the Boneyard. The Boneyard is worth looking at Rogue Fitness because it's kind of where some of their damaged products go, just dings. And this one just had that ding up front right here. And yet we got that for a discount because they couldn't sell it as new just because it got a little scrape. So I have loved that a ton. The other one that's a recent addition is this Easy Bar for curls and, you know, just different tricep exercises. Has been pretty good to use. I don't remember where I got this. You can see there's no tag on it, so it may have even been an Amazon find. I don't have the link to that just because I don't know where I got it. But it's been a good little bar for any of these like Easy Bar curls or Easy Bar exercises you might need to use. So yeah, go find one. There you can find some relatively cheap ones either through Titan Fitness or any of those other locations. So once you have pretty much just, yeah, that bar, you're good. Here is my cycle, my stationary bike. This has been really good. It's a Sunny. I did buy this off of Amazon. I'll have the link provided in the description. It's been fantastic. It's a weighted wheel. I've used it multiple times a week. That little stand up there is for your phone. This is for resistance. And you can adjust the seat, up and down, back and forth. You can adjust the handlebars up and down, back and forth. So really, really fantastic. I have really enjoyed that. And totally, if you need a cardio get this. It was on sale. It's pretty cheap, and I don't have an issue. This little guy down here, another Rogue equipment. I love Rogue Fitness, but this is something for like if you're doing traditional deadlifts or anything where the bar's on the floor. That little guy is a jack stand to lift up the bar to put weight on. Now here is a hex bar or a trap bar. A lot of people call it differently. And I've recently bought that this year because I was suggested by my doctor to do that. And honestly, I use this for my deadlifts now and certain other exercises. It's been fantastic. You just stand in the middle. The weights are perfectly kind of on the side of your legs, so you're not bending and leaning over. When I put it together, you can see it has these really strong bolts. I haven't had any issues with it. But you can see I have this grip tape up here because down here you can see there is no grip. There's no knurl. So I had to buy grip tape. Again, these links are in the description. And that's really helped add grip to the bar so that it doesn't slip out of your hands. Because before, when I didn't have it, it would slip. And it's been a lifesaver to have these on it. So that is that side of the equipment. Now, one of the things I did buy early on too was these resistance bands. You can see I have a number of them hanging up here with just command tricks: 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50. Now, it's kind of an odd numbering system because I've actually bought two different brands that had two different setups. You can see there I've written the numbers on top, so it's just easy to grab and go. But if you're going to do resistance bands, the number one thing I could tell you to do is don't buy different brands. If you need 2 sets, buy 2 sets right away. Because this is the 10-pounder, right? The 10-pound resistance. And look, one of them is significantly shorter than the other. So it does cause a lot of issues if you try to stack bands for resistance. Because one of them is not going to give you any resistance for, a couple more inches of movement. So buy the same ones if you can. These ones, I just don't know what they were. I just bought them because they were cheap. And this is the look, guys. It's not a big space. It's not pretty. It's a home gym. I love my rack, not even a full cage, but you can see that it's as tall as I could get with the room that I have. I love Rogue Fitness. If you can expend some money on it, do it. But really, to start, be willing to start small. I'm going to say what you will want to do if you're starting, get a good bench. This is a fine bench. It was discounted, and it's been going strong. And get some good dumbbells, whatever you want. If you like to stack your dumbbells like I do and build your dumbbells, that's going to be fantastic. Or just get some other stuff. And always protect your floor. Always, always, always. Use these horse stall mats and go to an actual farm place, a farm store to buy them, because they're going to be regularly priced and you're going to be able to save a little bit of money with them. So again, get some good dumbbells, however you want to do it. I did the ones that you could build your own to save space, and then get a good bench. Once you're from there, just start saving money and figure out what's the next thing you need. If you need a cycle, if you need a rack like that with the Olympic bars, just look at what you're trying to achieve and build from there. This, to this point, has taken me probably 7 or more years to advance to this place. And it's been fun every, twice a year, once a year, maybe saving up and adding something to this, using bonuses. I'm feeling pretty good with it. There's a few things I'd like to add, but I just don't have the space. So that's why I wanted to share this with you, is to offer you guys some options to see what I've built out. And also, if you're interested in more of this, please make sure to like this video, and I can go through and kind of show some things I've used these for home videos. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I appreciate it.